Freelancing doesn't have to be a chaotic hustle of random gigs and underpaid projects. If you're doing this as a side hustle right now, the key is building stable income one client at a time. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the realistic path for replacing your 9 to 5 income with freelance work and give you a powerful tool for attracting your ideal clients. I know from experience that when you discover freelancing and all the opportunities that it brings, you want to put in your notice right away and just pursue this exciting new path. But the fact is that most successful freelancers start their self-employed career with a side hustle. The exception is if you're independently wealthy or you have someone who can support you when you do quit your job and start building your business. Now, that's not realistic for most people. So for most people, it's going to look like this. Firstly, start part-time. You're going to use whatever time you do have to lay a strong foundation. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. You are going to have to carve little pockets of time out of your schedule, and you're probably going to have to communicate with people in your life and let them know what you're doing. But as someone who's done this, I'm telling you it is possible. I know many moms, single parents, people who have a lot on their plate who still are able to carve out the hours and start their freelance business. To get started, you're going to get clear on your niche and package your skills into a simple retainer service. And this is really key because it's going to keep you focused, focusing on this one thing rather than scattering yourself way too far and wide. And because you are focusing on this one service and doing it really well, that's going to help you show up with confidence with your clients, and it's really going to reflect in your relationships with them. Next, you're going to replace your income with monthly retainers. So you're not worried about projects or these little gigs on Upwork or Fiverr, because that's just going to put you in a state of constant hustle. Instead, sell your signature service on a monthly basis, like a subscription. Your signature service does not need to be fancy. In fact, it should not be. It should fill one clear need that your ideal client has on a monthly basis. And that monthly basis part is really important because while you may have a skill like web design or writing, you want to make sure that you package that in a way that allows you to get paid on repeat rather than just having to hustle up new projects all the time. Because especially when you're getting started, that's where a lot of your energy can go down the drain. The predictable income from retainers means less hustle and less burnout. Once you have a few core clients that are subscribed to your retainer service, you can just focus on refining and growing over time. So you'll get to that point where you can quit your job and you can continue to raise your rates as you gain experience, refine your offer to make sure that's really serving your ideal clients well, and you can get choosier about who you work with. This is the plan that I followed to build a stable business, even while I was just doing it as a side hustle. And funny story, when I first started freelancing, I actually didn't follow this method and I was just chasing projects all the time. That's what led me to burnout and what led me to learning all of these lessons. And that's why I'm sharing all of them with you now. I actually had to go back to a 9 to 5 and get all of my ducks in a row. And then I was able to confidently quit my job, and I've had stable income ever since. I was able to break this down into a few steps for you because it's a simple plan, but that does not mean that it's easy. By far, the hardest part about this is that you need to be ultra clear on your business goals and how you're going to reach them. Because when you're side hustling, your energy and your time are limited. You don't have time to get shiny object syndrome and go down a rabbit hole that doesn't lead where you want to go. That's why the first step before anything is clarity. Before you pitch to clients, build a website, post on LinkedIn, any of that, you need to be clear on who you help and how you help them. This is where your niche statement comes in. Your niche statement is a one-line statement that lets your ideal clients know that you are the right person for the job, and it keeps you focused on what's actually going to move the needle toward those first stepping stone retainers. So my challenge to you is for you to write your niche statement. And here's the formula I use. I help insert type of client with your skill or your service name so they can achieve a certain transformation or outcome. And here are a few examples. I help coaches plan and write their weekly email newsletters so they stay top of mind. Note that I mentioned weekly email newsletters. That way you're offering consistent deliverables to your clients. You might help SaaS startups turn their webinars into SEO blog posts that bring in leads. Just make sure that they're doing those webinars on a regular basis. Or if you are perhaps a virtual assistant, you might say, I help busy founders manage their inbox so they can stay focused on growth. So, why does this matter? Because when your messaging is clear, clients instantly recognize your service as the solution. And when you have clarity, you stop second guessing everything. It's really a strange phenomenon. You can put yourself out there and have the confidence to pitch your services. If you're building your freelance business on the side, burnout is a real risk, especially if you're trying to be everything to everyone. I dive deeper into this on my video on burnout and how to avoid it, but the core idea is this. Lack of clarity leads to overwork. When you don't have guardrails up about who you help and what services you offer, you say yes to too many things, and that really drains your time, your energy, and your confidence. So I want you to think of your niche statement like a filter. It helps you stay focused and say no to projects that don't align with your goals. And that ultimately helps you protect your time and energy while you're side hustling. So if you're feeling scattered or you're worried about taking on freelancing on top of your current job, go watch that video now because it's going to change how you think about stability and sustainability in your freelance business.